I've owned this Insta360 Lunar Ultra camera for about 3 days now. So far, I have no complaints. I love the camera. I love the build quality. I love the image quality. The audio that is coming from the camera is excellent, y'all. As you can see, I'm using the Insta360 Mic Pro, so my audio is always on point, y'all. But look, I'm giving y'all my real world experience. This is not a sponsored review. You know, I'm just a small time creator trying to help the average person decide on what type of camera to buy or if they should get this camera, y'all. So one thing, a couple quick things real quick, right? One thing I've noticed while using the detachable remote that comes with the Lunar Ultra, right? A couple things I noticed. If you like me, once you hit record on the remote controller, I might set it in my pocket or I might set it on the ground and start recording what I need, right? But after a few minutes, if you're recording for a long period, you might forget that you set the remote on the ground and you might end up forgetting it or leaving it, right? So I think Insta360 needs to come up with some type of way where they have some type of design where it's a magnetic design. I don't know if it's a magnetic design or some type of lanyard that it can connect to that you can put around your neck, so you always have it on you so you don't forget it, right? I think that comes in handy, right? Also, man, look, if you want to frame, if you want to get your framing just right, you definitely need this. You don't know you need this until you actually need it, right? I never knew I needed this until I got this camera, right? Also, another thing, while you're recording, right? Like it's recording right now. I might set it in my pocket, right? But if I set it in my pocket, it's liable to move the joystick or mess with my framing, right? So Insta360 needs to come with some type of update, firmware update, to where the screen can time out or the screen locks, so your settings or your framing is not disrupted from the remote being in your pocket. Another thing that Insta360 needs to send an update, in my opinion, a firmware update, simple fix. Like I use the Insta360 Go Ultra and also use the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, right? You know, when you record a video in either video or pure video mode, you can set the timer for how long you want the video to be. 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 3 minutes, etc. I'm not the type of person that likes to record long periods of time. You know, I might record 1, 2, 3 minutes at the most, but for the most part, I do a lot of short form videos, so I'm not recording for that long. Most of the time I have my timer set for 30 seconds. I think that would be an amazing addition to this camera, to have some type of timer, so where you're not getting unnecessary footage and having a lot of storage space spent up recording unnecessarily, right? But if you like to record long form and you like, you know, don't mind going through all that footage, be my guest. But me, you know, I don't like going through unnecessary footage. Lastly, one more thing, y'all. There are not a lot of accessories available from third parties as of yet, right? But if you go to the Insta360 website, they have plenty of accessories on their website. For the most part, most of them are out of stock right now. I do have the wide angle lens. It shipped 2 days ago, but it's probably gonna take a week to get here. It's coming directly from China. You know, I have the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. One thing I loved about that, I had a magnetic case attached to my DJI Pocket 3. So if I wanted to hook it to a magnetic surface where I didn't need a tripod, if I'm out and about, anything metal, I could connect it to a metal surface. So I think Insta360, they do have some type of metal accessory that you can screw into the tripod area and to the thread of the bottom of the Lunar Ultra, but that's sold out. But there needs to be an actual case. You know, there's a third party. I don't know if it's in the works, but somebody needs to make some type of magnetic case, have some type of magnetic design to where the camera is protected and you can still use it on the go without having to use a tripod. So when you're out and about, like on a run and go scenario, you can just put it up against a metal surface and you still be good to go, y'all. But over a couple of days, those are a few of the things that I've noticed. It's a couple other things that I've noticed, but I'll give you some other videos on that, you know, that's coming. So like I was saying, I'm just somebody that's trying to get comfortable behind the camera, giving y'all my honest opinion, my honest thoughts on the camera, things that the big time reviewers aren't mentioning or may have overlooked, y'all. So I'm just giving my real world experience. And, you know, over time, you know, as I go out and start vlogging more, and, you know, I'll give you a much more detailed review and give you my thoughts on this camera, y'all. But so far, Insta360, you all did an amazing job. I love it. Y'all have a blessed one. Peace.